Dots could present multiplying and dividing fractions. Knowing how to simplify expressions is a key skill in algebra, and a large part of it is about multiplying and dividing algebraic expressions. The rules are pretty much the same as with numbers. If we want to multiply the fraction a over b with the fraction c over d, we multiply the numerators together, so that becomes a times c all over b times d. And then, of course, we cannot have 0 in the denominator of any fraction. Therefore, b cannot be equal to 0 and d cannot be equal to 0. And let's say if we want to divide the fraction a over b with the fraction c over d, this time you probably know that you want to flip this fraction over and change the division to a multiplication. Therefore, we have a over b times d over c, which is a times d over b times c. And in this case, b and d cannot be equal to 0, and so is c. Just as with numbers, you want to reduce each expression in the numerator and denominator as much as you can, so that you have a chance to cancel common factors off. Let us see some examples at work. Let's say we want to simplify the expression p squared plus pq over 7p times 21q over 9p plus 9q. Idea is to factorize each one of the expressions in the numerators and the denominators. There are 4 in all in this problem. So we're going to try and factorize p squared plus pq. The common factor is p. If you take out a p from p squared, you're left with a p. Plus, it's this plus. If you take a p out of pq, you're left with a q. Over 7p cannot be factorized, so let's just leave it like that, times 21q. Now what's 21? 21 is nothing but 3 times 7. So we have a 3 times 7 times a q over 9p plus 9q is nothing but 9 times p plus q. The 9 is a common factor. Now, as you can see, there are a few common factors we could cross off or cancel. This p plus q crosses off with this p plus q. Here's a p and here's a p that can cross off. I can see a 7 with a 7. And finally, there's a 3 out here and there's a 9 out here. 3 times 3 is 9. Therefore, you can cross off the 9 and write a 3 down there. The simplified form is, we have a 1 here, nothing is left. Therefore, it's a 1 times, all we have over here is a q on the top and a 3 on the bottom, which is q over 3. That's the simplified form of all of this. Here's another one. Let's say we want to do 16xy plus 48y squared all over x plus 3y, this is x, divided with 2y over 3x. Let's go. There's a good chance we can factorize this expression out here. It looks to be a big one. Now 16 and 48, 16 times 3 is 48. Therefore, 16 is a common factor. Let's look at xy and y squared. What's the common factor between xy and y squared? It's y. There's a y common to both of them. Therefore, the common factor between 16xy and 48y squared is 16y. If you take a 16y out of this, all you're left with is x plus 16 goes 3 times into 48, so we have a 3 here, and if you take a y out of y squared, we're left with a y. So this is x plus 3y, and that is divided by again x plus 3y. So you can pretty much guess that in the next step we are going to cross off this and this. There's a division sign here. We want to change it to multiplication and flip over the numerator and the denominator. So that's 3x over 2y. Like I said, we can cross off the x plus 3y on the numerator with the x plus 3y on the denominator. Cross off the y with the y. And also the 2 with the 16. 2 times 8 is 16. Let's just find out what are we left with now. We have an 8 here. The y is gone. This is gone. So nothing's left on this side. 8 times we have a 3x. So which is 24x.